Ladies and gents, I am the one and only DJ Storms. Welcome back to the channel here on YouTube.com. It is Wednesday, July 15th, 2020. The beginning of a long week, ladies and gentlemen, at least for me. Even though it's technically the middle of the week for everyone, it's hump day. I do have a busy week into the weekend ahead of me. This is the first of a four-day video upload schedule for me. It's beginning with, of course, the rundown for the horror show at Extreme Rules 2020, which of course is streaming live on the WWE Network this Sunday, July 19th, 2020, with the pre-show starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been extremely busy. My online class wraps up this week. Of course, I got work. I actually just got out of work, and I am here to give you guys the preview and predictions for Extreme Rules, or the horror show at Extreme Rules, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But ladies and gentlemen, I am not alone. I am not alone for the rundown. Ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time ever, newest member of the DJ Storms posse, fellow content creator, lifelong wrestling fan, please help me welcome ECW Chris 2408. How are you, my friend?
All good, brother. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for letting me be here. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. And let's get on with it. Let's do this, man. Let's do this.
All right, we got a lot to go over. So, before we get into the matches that we got to go over, first things first, I need you guys to follow me on Twitter at HistoryMakerDJS. Follow me on Instagram and Periscope at the DJ Storms. And of course, you can add me on Facebook for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is StormsTakeOver@gmail.com, like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms posse group on Facebook. That is. All the links are in the description. If you guys missed the Lightning Flash update from last week, the link is in the description. Please go check that out. I need you guys to hit that thumbs up if you haven't already done so. We're going to try and get this video to 30 thumbs up. I got goals. I know you guys are going to help me reach those goals. I need you guys to help. Come on. I know you want to. So I need you guys to hit that thumbs up. And when you hit the thumbs up, I need you guys to comment down below. And I need you guys to give me your predictions on the horror show at Extreme Rules. Which match is going to steal the show? What matches are you most looking forward to? Which matches do you think are going to be complete dog shit? I need you guys to also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Because when you comment down below, you gotta subscribe. So that way I can grow, and that way I can gain more traction in the YWC, because I am the best damn thing to happen to the YWC. And of course, when you hit the subscribe button, you gotta hit the notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. It's the only time where you're gonna get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination, this beautiful quarantine mustache. I mean, come on. Everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. Come on, Chris. I know you love it. I know you love it. He's shaking his head. You guys can't see, but he loves it. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right into the festivities here. He's laughing. We're going to get right into the matches here. So, we're going to start off with Apollo Crews versus MVP for the United States Championship. And I said this before. I stated this on the Lightning Flash update last week, and I'm going to say it again. The point of the partnership between Lashley and MVP, it was to enhance Lashley, right? It was to make Lashley into someone that we should be taking seriously, right? Now, Lashley should not be in any championship matches, especially after that wedding angle with Lana, which we will not revisit. But I need to ask the question, why is MVP, the manager, getting a United States Championship match over Bobby Lashley, the client? Again, isn't the point of this partnership to enhance Bobby Lashley? MVP in the ring? We don't need him. We really don't need MVP in the ring. MVP is great in a managerial role. I will take that, no problem. Now, Lashley, he's been putting on some decent performances. That doesn't mean I want to see him in a championship situation, but I would much rather see Lashley versus Apollo Crews, especially since those two have the potential to give us a decent match. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong and we actually get a decent match between MVP and Apollo Crews. But to be quite honest with you, we really don't need MVP in the ring in 2020. Now, as far as the prediction goes, I said it once and I'll say it again. Especially with Bruce Pritchard taking over, I really don't see Apollo Crews making it out of the summer with the United States Championship. He either loses it this Sunday to MVP, or he's going to retain, and we get Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews probably at SummerSlam. That's how I see it happening. Either way, I really can't see Apollo Crews making it out of the summer with the United States Championship. If he does, I'd be shocked. To be quite honest, if he makes it out of Extreme Rules with the United States Championship, I'd be shocked. I really don't want to see him lose the U.S. Championship, nor should he be losing the United States Championship. He's worked 4 fucking years to get this opportunity. He's worked 4 fucking years to get this championship, and you're going to put it on MVP, who has said at least 15 times that his in-ring career was over, and here he is getting a United States Championship match. And I'm not the only one in that camp. But based on what's been happening, I'm going to go with a bold prediction here. I'm going to say Apollo Crews retains, and we're actually going to get Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews at SummerSlam. So I'm going to hand it over to Chris. So, Chris, give me your expertise analysis on the United States Championship match.
Okay, so before I give my prediction, I just want to mention, isn't it really stupid that the United States Championship, the new belt of the United States Championship, but the United States champion was not in that inauguration of the title? Don't get me wrong, I really dig the new belt. I really dig. I think I'm one of the few people who digs it.
I do too.
I mean, it's not the best belt. There are better belts, but I think really, really cool belt. But it's really stupid that we need that the United States champion is not part of that. I know you can say that. I think it's really stupid from WWE that they not put the champion with the new belt. It's really stupid for me. They did not did that. As well, I have to agree. Why is MVP on this match? He said it at that interview after he fight on the Royal Rumble that he said he was not going to go back in the wrestling ring. Next night he goes back into wrestling, and now he has match out of nowhere. He really does not make any sense. I really think Lashley is the person who should be for the United States Championship. But that already has been said by Mr. Storm here. So my prediction, I have to agree with Storm. I'm going to pick Apollo Crews. I really don't see MVP winning here. Let's say it's going to be Apollo Crews. Hopefully, Apollo Crews eventually he joins MVP's group, because really, Apollo Crews on his own, it's not going to be a long-term thing. Whereas we're seeing him alone, it didn't work. Hopefully, by the joining forces with MVP, probably see a reborn of this Apollo Crews cast. Extremely.
I wouldn't say he necessarily needs to join MVP, because here's the thing. The main reason why Apollo Crews hasn't really been doing well on his own is because of the simple fact that WWE has not booked him correctly on his own. And Paul Heyman, when he was quote-unquote in charge, that was pretty much a rebirth in a sense for Apollo Crews, where he was getting the opportunities that he wasn't getting before. Now, in this type of scenario, if Apollo Crews is facing MVP, then that more than likely means that he's not going to join him. So, in that regard, I don't necessarily think that Apollo Crews needs to join MVP. What I do think he needs is he needs to be booked more prominently and more seriously in his babyface role. And it just goes to show you that WWE really doesn't know how to book champions. And it doesn't just have to do with babyface champions. It has to do with all types of champions, whether you're a babyface or a heel. WWE does not make any champions feel special. And that's what sucks about it. But we're in the same boat. We're both going with Apollo Crews. Anything else you would like to add?
haven't been watching the product lately, but I have not seen Apollo Crews. Has Apollo Crews been on Raw lately?
He
I haven't
was
seen him on YouTube.
he was not on Raw the past 2 weeks because he was taken out by Bobby Lashley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, but anyway, we're moving on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match, and I apologize for the glitchy quality, technology people. Bayley versus Nikki Cross. And I've said it once, and I will say it again, Nikki Cross is terrible in this current character, and it pains me to say that. I say it all the time. It legitimately pains me to say that about Nikki Cross because I was once a huge advocate for Nikki Cross. I know how good Nikki Cross is, and then they brought her up from NXT. They paired her with Alexa Bliss, and they made her Alexa Bliss's butt puppet, and they completely did a 180 with her character, and now she's pretty much playing a Scottish, giddy version of Alexa Bliss. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. Now, don't get me wrong, I was actually the person that called Nikki Cross to win that Fatal 4-Way, considering that Nikki Cross is probably the best wrestler out of all four of those women that was in the Fatal 4-Way, and more likely than not, we could get a decent match, and quite frankly, I hope we do. That's the only positive that can come out of this, is that we get a decent match, and I hope we do. But all in all, this is nothing more than an interim title defense for Bayley. This is really nothing special. It's the same thing that they did with Tamina back at Money in the Bank. Nothing more than an interim title defense. Now, the main question here is whether or not we see Bayley and Sasha at SummerSlam. Some people have been calling Bayley and Sasha at SummerSlam. Some people have been saying that they're actually going to hold the women's tag team titles going into the fall, and we're actually going to get a proper build towards WrestleMania 37 with Bayley and Sasha Banks, and then we are going to have them drop the women's tag team titles. Bayley's still going to be SmackDown Women's Champion, and Sasha Banks is eventually going to take the title off of Bayley at WrestleMania 37 when eventually we have a crowd back. And I did receive an update. Supposedly, early tests of a COVID vaccine have shown that it's actually boosted people's immune systems in the way that scientists had hoped. So a vaccine is currently in the works. So if we get the vaccine by October, we could very well get crowds back by the beginning of 2021, and we could very well get a crowd back for WrestleMania 37. So I am hoping that follows through, and if that's the case, we could very well get Sasha Banks and Bayley at WrestleMania 37. But as far as this match goes, nothing more than an interim title defense for Bayley. Bayley retains here against Nikki Cross. Chris, the floor is yours.
I really don't have nothing else to say. I think you have said it all. The SmackDown Women's division, it's weak as hell. There's no word how I say that division is dead. The only thing that I can think of that is keeping it alive would have to be the current women's tag team champions being Sasha and Bayley. Apart from that, the division is dead. I think last Friday we saw how dead it was with that karaoke bull crap.
Oh my God. Let's not bring that up.
I don't have to see it. I don't have to see just to know how bad it is. It's so bad that not even Naomi likes it.
Oh my God, yeah, exactly. Naomi even said on Instagram, she had to apologize to a fan on Instagram. Everyone was talking about that. That was all over Twitter.
Yeah, bro. Subject at hand. I cannot say nothing than just maybe when Nikki Cross, even though it's one of the, I think just one of the best in-ring performers that the division has, one of the good have, but if she doesn't feel like a threat to Bayley, nobody in the women's division, neither for Raw and SmackDown, feels like a threat. That's the unfortunate. WWE only has booked the division over women, which is Becky and Charlotte. There, as we saw when Charlotte Flair was basically all over the place, which that was nauseous as hell.
Ugh.
I just want to go with Bayley retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship. I really wish Nikki Cross actually felt like a more threat. The women's division on WWE, especially on SmackDown. Miracle of God to revive that shit. I just...
God. You're telling me, man, you are telling me they're going to have to do some serious overhauling if they really want to make the SmackDown women's division legitimate again. Realistically speaking, outside of Sasha, Bayley, and Naomi, there's nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. There's really nothing. The thing is dead. The thing is unfortunately dead. And it's sad because when 2016 in that second brand split, that division was kind of lively. It was kind of alive.
Yeah, it was.
But then after the draft, after that 2016 brand split, it just fell flat. Every year was falling flat, even more and more. And now it's basically dead. And it's really unfortunate. They have great talent. WWE, I will dare to say they have some great. If they don't know how to use their talent correctly, what's the point?
Exactly. There we go. There we go. There's pretty much nothing more we can say on that. Moving on to Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins, eye for an eye match, and I have said this. Lord. Yeah, even he doesn't like it, and mainly the reason why is because of the fact. What?
Okay, sorry for interrupting, but before we get to the, when we all know that eye for an eye match, there's gonna end bullshit. He's gonna end. Somebody's gonna rip his eye out in a CGI way. I knew
exactly. Yeah, I reported that. Yeah.
By themselves. I knew this after the success of the Bone Jar and the. I knew they were going to glorify themselves so much that they're going to exploit this movie as CGI matches. They were going to exploit it till the last drop. And I knew that was going to happen, and it's going to get to a point it's going to get ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous CGI going to happen. You're really going to put that on pay-per-view on a PG product?
It doesn't even have to do with a PG product, dude. It doesn't even have to do with a PG product. It doesn't even have to do with a PG product. It just has to do with the ridiculousness of a match ending with someone extracting someone else's eyeball from their socket, whether it's CGI or not. And let me tell you something. Here's the thing. I don't mind one cinematic match. I don't mind one cinematic match per pay-per-view. One cinematic match per pay-per-view, as long as this pandemic lasts, I have no problem with. But I'm in the same boat as him. If we're seeing 2 or 3, we're probably going to see a bar fight between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. They really are overexposing the idea of the cinematic match. Now, as far as this entire thing goes, I really don't know how they're going to do this. I'm not sure if it's going to be in a ring. I'm not sure if it's going to be backstage. I'm not sure if it's going to be in a warehouse. I'm not sure where they're doing this, but apparently, yes, we are going to have a CGI effect of Rollins or Mysterio ripping the other man's eye out. And based on what happened on Monday, I do believe, and it's not really far-fetched. A lot of people were saying that Rey Mysterio could go to All Elite Wrestling. A lot of people were saying that Rey Mysterio could be done with the company, and he could not have re-signed a new contract. And supposedly there has been no reports to come out of Rey Mysterio signing a new contract. So based off of everything that's happened, I can see Seth Rollins winning this. Because realistically speaking, this is the blow-off match. And I've said this before. This is the blow-off match, and they're doing it at Extreme Rules as opposed to SummerSlam. Rey Mysterio has not signed a new contract. I can see Rey Mysterio losing this. And Rey Mysterio is probably going to leave the company. The thing that I'm most concerned about, and I've said this, I was going to talk about this on the Lightning Flash update. The thing that I'm most concerned about is Dominic. I'm most concerned about Dominic because you know how WWE is petty. So if Rey Mysterio goes to All Elite Wrestling And Dominic, he's already in training with the PC, and what I've seen from him, he's fairly decent. If he's in NXT in the next 2-3 years, Rey Mysterio goes off to All Elite Wrestling to end his career there. And we have Dominic in NXT. After he gets up to the main roster from NXT, what's WWE going to do? I can only think of WWE being petty. This is the same company that broke Demolition's record with the New Day because Demolition was going through a lawsuit with WWE at the time. This is the same company that broke AJ Lee's record as Divas Champion with Nikki Bella because AJ Lee was married to CM Punk at the time. And she still is married to CM Punk. This is the same company that's embarrassing Jeff Hardy week by week because his brother Matt went to All Elite Wrestling. So I can definitely see WWE being petty if Rey Mysterio goes to All Elite Wrestling, and they could be petty towards Dominic, and they could take out their anger on Rey Mysterio's son. But based on what happened, I could see Seth Rollins winning this match. How about you?
I really see. I gotta disagree. If this was a normal Extreme Rules match, as I really need this match to be in the first place, not this eye for an eye gold crap. If this was an Extreme Rules match, I would say Seth Rollins will win, and then they have like a blow-up match at SummerSlam with Dominic or whatever, and whatever they want to do. But, since this is an eye for an eye match, and literally somebody's gonna lose an eye, whether CGI or not, whatever, I have to go with Mysterio. I cannot see Mysterio losing both of his eyes. I really do not see Mysterio being a blind man. And if he does become a blind man in WWE terms, will he take that quote-unquote blindness to All Elite Wrestling?
No.
I don't know.
No, he won't. So you believe that Rey Mysterio has signed a new contract? You believe he's staying?
I don't think he's staying. I think he's leaving.
But that's the thing. If he's leaving, then he's losing. That's the thing. If he's leaving, then he's losing.
I really don't know. I mean, you may have a point, but then again, so anything is possible at this point.
Well, yeah, with the WWE, anything is possible. Especially Monday Night Raw, they just got 1.5 million ratings. So that's great. We can rejoice there. We can rejoice there.
Yeah, man.
So you're sticking with Mysterio.
I go with Mysterio on this. So losing both of his eyes. I really Mysterio winning this tragedy of a match. It's gonna be a good match. We're talking about two good quality wrestlers. There's no denying it. But due to the circumstances this match is going to be, it's a crash. Unfortunately, that's what I predicted.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
are we disagree with me all you want?
Like, are we literally going to watch Rollins and Mysterio for like 15 and 20 minutes try and gouge each other's eyes out?
I don't think it's gonna be a 15. It's gonna be like maximum. It's probably gonna be 10 as a maximum. But to be honest, I really don't know what to think about this whole situation. It's just really it got off the rails immediately when Rey Mysterio said this match has got to be an eye for an eye match, and the actual stipulation was going to be somebody ripping somebody else's eye out. At that point, this match got.
There's just like certain limitations to believability. There's like certain limitations to suspension of disbelief, and we can't really believe that someone is legitimately going to lose an eye. But anyway, moving on to Sasha Banks versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. And I've stated this before, this match shouldn't even be happening, considering that Sasha Banks isn't even a member of the Raw roster. This match is merely being used to enhance the storyline with Sasha and Bayley. And realistically speaking, this could probably be the best match of the night. Because Asuka and Sasha Banks, they are brilliant in the ring. They're brilliant in the ring. They're amazing at what they do. I can't discredit either woman. Again, it shouldn't be happening, considering Sasha Banks isn't a member of the Raw roster, but I'm not going to discredit what they're going to do in the ring. This could probably be the best pandemic women's match. Now, the best pandemic women's match it does have some competition. We did see the triple threat match between Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai at TakeOver in Your House. We did see Hikaru Shida and Penelope Ford. We did see Hikaru Shida and Nyla Rose. So these women do have a tough hill to climb, but I do believe that they are going to give us a quality Raw Women's Championship match, a match worthy of being on a pay-per-view, even though this is probably the lowest of lows when it comes to a pay-per-view, whether you want to say in WWE terms or just in general. But I'm going to go with Asuka to retain here. I think it's going to be a great match. I think that Asuka is rightfully going to retain, and I do believe that she is going into SummerSlam. Based off of what happened on Monday, I do think that she's going off to fight Shayna Baszler. Now, I say Shayna Baszler because I truthfully don't believe that Kairi Sane is going to re-sign with the company. She has made it pretty clear that she wants to leave for Japan. Now, you can say all you want, but Kairi Sane said that she's ready for Asuka on Raw Talk. Yeah, she said that on Raw Talk. If she were to say it on television, maybe I would have believed that Kairi Sane would have been staying, but she's not staying. And if she does stay, she's probably going to get the Raw Women's Championship match, and then she's leaving afterwards. She has made it clear as day that she does not want to be with the company anymore. Multiple sources have confirmed it. I'm going with Asuka to retain. More likely than not, we're going to get Asuka and Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam. I wouldn't mind seeing Asuka and Bianca Belair at SummerSlam either, because Bianca Belair undoubtedly is probably the best pure athlete on the Monday Night Raw roster right now. Chris, how about it?
I have to agree. I really don't see Sasha winning, although it's going to be a great match, like the match of the night most likely, due to this level of talent. We're talking about getting on somebody that I really think is the one that women has delivered great matches against all of them, which is Asuka. And I don't think nothing's going to be compared to this match. And I think Asuka is going to win. Whether she's going to take on Kairi for the title, if she wins at Extreme Rules, if she does, she's going to retain the title against Kairi when she eventually leaves. And I have to say, it's a sad thing, Kairi is another great wrestler of the West. But unfortunately, due to the circumstances, it's really sad. But I really think Asuka is going to win this match. Gonna probably take on Kairi, retain there. For SummerSlam, taking on Shayna, that's a match I want to see, definitely. I think that's a money match they can have for SummerSlam. That match should have happened way before. This is probably the first time they're going to face on SummerSlam. It's better they face on a pay-per-view than on a normal Raw. Because if you remember, they were supposed to face one-on-one on a Monday Night Raw.
That's right. I do believe. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I really hope that if this match is going to happen between those two, that in a pay-per-view. So, but that's way on the future. Let's focus on the now. And right now, I think us. And that's all I have to say about that for the moment.
So we're both in the same boat there. Asuka's going to retain. Moving on to a match that has not been confirmed yet. This match has not been confirmed. And again, I apologize for the glitchy quality. We have Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus in a bar fight. Now, that was pitched last Friday on the Miz TV segment with Jeff Hardy. Now, this has not been confirmed yet, and we really don't have any update on Sheamus, but let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that this match happens. Jeff Hardy has been embarrassed in this scenario. Ever since after Backlash, it just became incredibly repetitive, incredibly tiresome, over and over and over again with Jeff Hardy, just having his addiction and his troubles just shoved in his face. It really is disgusting, and I'm just over it. It's the same shit every single week. And I'd like to believe Jeff Hardy may come out victorious here, but, there's been a report going around that Jeff Hardy hasn't even signed a new contract. And I'm going to go in depth on that on the Lightning Flash update this Saturday, actually. There's been a report going around that Jeff Hardy hasn't even signed a new contract. So, if that's the case, and they really are embarrassing Jeff Hardy on his way out the door, then I'm probably going to have to go with Sheamus on this one. I don't want to say Sheamus. I do want to believe that Jeff Hardy does have a chance at coming out victorious, and Jeff Hardy does have a chance at, going on his road to redemption and hopefully gaining the Universal Championship at a later date, possibly against The Fiend, when he eventually wins the Universal title from Braun Strowman. But I don't know, man. I can only say Sheamus in this scenario because I really don't trust WWE, especially after the repetitive nature of WWE just saying the same shit every single week, just shoving it in our faces. Oh, Jeff Hardy's a junkie. Jeff Hardy's an alcoholic. Jeff Hardy's had DUI after DUI after DUI. It's ridiculous at this rate. I don't know what you think about this, but I'd like to hear. I mean, if you got anything to say about
it. If this to happen, I just hope this is the final match we're going to have and the final part of the story, because I'm really tired of this story. I'm really sick and tired of this story. It's kind of addictive at first, but it just went off the rails. It just really did, and I just hope this ends. And with that being said, it's just going to take place at Extreme Rules. I hope this is the final blow-off match, and I gotta go with Jeff Hardy putting that final nail in the coffin on this. I really am sick and tired of putting real-life issues of an alcoholism that Jeff Hardy, we all know Jeff Hardy's problems, and I don't think it's fair and like him put those problems on TV. I think it's really distasteful. It's really a lack of respect for a man that has put his life day in, day out, especially back on the Ruthless Aggression era, and back in 2008 especially. It's really distasteful.
No, you're right. Absolutely. Absolutely right in that scenario.
I just hope this match. I just hope this ends, and I gotta go with Jeff Hardy on this one.
Mm-hmm. So, from that, we're going into another match that has not been confirmed, but we have Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles this Friday on SmackDown. Now, that's for the Intercontinental Championship. But I predicted this on the Lightning Flash update, and I said that there's no need to have this match. Matter of fact, this is just a scenario where Baron Corbin is going to get involved. He's going to cost Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's already going to have a loss on his resume on the main roster, and we're going to get Baron Corbin and Matt Riddle at Extreme Rules. So Baron Corbin and Matt Riddle at Extreme Rules. I've stated this before, and I'll state it again. Baron Corbin is at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to WWE main roster superstars. The guy is not a bad wrestler whatsoever. He really isn't, but this King gimmick and his booking, ever since that they got rid of the Lone Wolf gimmick and they made him the Constable, it has been one of the worst things about WWE television. And, it really does suck because I was once an advocate for Baron Corbin. I was an advocate for Baron Corbin. I was a Baron Corbin fan. I know how good Baron Corbin is. Baron Corbin is not a bad professional wrestler at all. Baron Corbin, when you pair him with the right people, Baron Corbin can give you a decent match. He can. Baron Corbin can give you a decent match. I'm not going to shortchange him in that regard. But Baron Corbin in this shitty King gimmick role, and it's coming up on a year that they've had the King of the Ring tournament, and I really hope that they get rid of it. And I've said it once and I will say it again, if you're going to do the King of the Ring tournament and the winner is merely going to receive a crown, a robe, a shitty King gimmick, you may as well not even have the tournament at all. If you're going to do the King of the Ring tournament, have 8 men from SmackDown, 8 men from Raw, and have the 16-man tournament, have the winner get a world title shot for their respective brand, instead of a shitty King gimmick. The King gimmick doesn't work. This isn't 2006 with King Booker. This isn't 1995 with Owen Hart. It's not needed. Now, as far as the match with Riddle goes, Does it have the potential to be decent? Yes, it does. Matt Riddle, he's one of the best pure athletes that the WWE has. Baron Corbin, when he's paired with the right talent, he can give you a decent match. So I am willing to give the match a chance in terms of in-ring quality. But other than that, this is a one-and-done situation. I do not want to see this feud continue going into SummerSlam, nor should it continue going into SummerSlam. They should build Matt Riddle up in another way. You can have him fight Sheamus at SummerSlam. That would be a very nice, hard-hitting match. You know, there's rumors that we're going to get AJ Styles and Matt Riddle at SummerSlam again. And I'm going to talk about that on the Lightning Flash update. That shouldn't be happening as well. But as far as this match goes, Matt Riddle wins. No excuse. No other way in, no other way out. Matt Riddle goes in to the match. He beats Baron Corbin. That's it. It has been confirmed, but I'm just waiting for the confirmation after Baron Corbin cost Matt Riddle in his Intercontinental Championship match with AJ Styles this Friday on SmackDown. So, Mr. Chris, how about you? Now, the match has not been confirmed, but should it get confirmed, what's your analysis and prediction on Corbin and Riddle?
At this moment, I cannot say for sure. I think he has been putting the IC title picture real quickly, to be honest.
No, you're right.
And it's not that he's a bad wrestler. He's one of the good wrestlers on the men's division, if you can say that. But I think he should on the IC title picture this quick. I think you should have put him on SummerSlam, but not this quickly. Baron Corbin goes, he's a great wrestler. I have to give it to him. His character right now is dead. I think we can all agree that it should have been. I think it's time for Baron Corbin to evolve. The long growth or the King gimmick, I think he's got the potential to evolve into something new. To be honest, if this match is confirmed, it's really hard to say, but I'm just going to go with Matt Riddle because I don't see nobody gaining nothing from this match. I don't see losing something from this match. I think this is just going to be a random match that's just going to happen because let's just put more content on preview. That's the only reason I think I see this match happening. I don't have any investment on this. But if it's that, we will, and let's continue on with the wrestling.
It's pretty much all we could say on that. Baron Corbin, you heard it here first. He's saying that the character's dead. The character was dead immediately when they introduced Constable Corbin, well before the King gimmick. But anyway, moving on to another match that has not been confirmed, and now this match is the final match that has not been confirmed that we're going to talk about, and it's The New Day versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. Now, Cesaro and Nakamura put The New Day through tables on SmackDown last week. Now, I am thinking that it could be a tables match. It could be an elimination tables match. That's a possibility. I definitely wouldn't mind that. I think that if we do get an elimination-style tables match, I think that these two have the potential to put on probably the sleeper match of the night. This could probably be the most underrated match of the night if they want to. All four men are great at what they do. And I am actually happy that Cesaro and Shinsuke are getting this opportunity, whether or not it's a backup, because the Forgotten Sons were obviously in place to face the New Day, but we all know what happened with Jackson Riker. As far as this match goes, I said it once and I've said it again, there's only one way out, and that's Cesaro and Shinsuke winning the tag team titles. They have to. There's nobody else. Cesaro and Shinsuke need to win the tag team championships. There's nobody else in the division for the New Day to take on outside of the Lucha House Party and the Forgotten Sons. Now, the Forgotten Sons, they haven't been on television since before Backlash. So they haven't been gaining any momentum. The Lucha House Party, yeah, they've gained some wins here and there, but ultimately, you're not going to build up the Lucha House Party within 3 weeks to go and take the titles off the New Day. They've been building Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura ever since Backlash ended. This ends with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura winning the tag team championships. If it doesn't, then WWE would have fucked up again. I don't know about you, Chris. How do you think this ends?
I love the New Day, but I have this one because everything ever since they debuted as a tag team, if you can say that, the New Day have been on that tag team title picture. Forever they have been in the tag team title picture. Let's be honest.
It's exhausting. They really are the Charlotte Flair of the tag team division.
Yeah. And they're a great tag team. There's no denying it. They're one of the best tag
Absolutely.
But they picture way too often, and I think they're having that feel that they've been in that title person or this tag team, for example, so often. It's just I really hope Nakamura and Cesaro win this one, so we can have new face on the team title picture on SmackDown, and hopefully, let's see if the tag team division on SmackDown can live up again.
I mean, I would like to hope that they can, but they're going to have to start actually booking certain talents correctly, and especially since that they released a shit ton of superstars 3 months ago, and on top of that, over 30 people tested positive for COVID, so I don't really know what the fuck they're doing there. But we're in the same boat there. Yeah. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, new tag team champions, hopefully. Bray Wyatt, Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, versus Braun Strowman, Wyatt Swamp Fight. Now, I predicted that if this was going to happen, it was going to be non-title, and if it's going to be non-title, that would mean that Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt would have to win. And a report came out last week, which I reported on the Lightning Flash update, that supposedly the current plan is to have Bray Wyatt win to make him 1-1 against Strowman and eventually set up that third match at SummerSlam where The Fiend will inevitably take the title from Braun Strowman. That's pretty much it. I expect this to be a cinematic match if they book it correctly, or if they produce it correctly, If they produce this correctly, it could be somewhat enjoyable. Matter of fact, the cinematic match is probably the only way you can make a Braun Strowman match enjoyable, if we're going to be completely honest right here. Especially since that Braun Strowman has not had a decent match since his matchup with Rollins back at Clash of Champions in 2019. Ever since then, Braun Strowman has not had one single decent match. And a cinematic match, that's probably the only way that you can make a match of his enjoyable. And, you know, this is probably not even that that important. But you know that you're bad at your job, and Braun Strowman's bad at his job. So much so that the women's tag team titles actually feel more prestigious than the Universal Championship. Now, the women's tag team titles are complete dog shit titles, and I wish that they would have been burnt into ashes and sent into the stratosphere. But they actually feel more prestigious than the Universal Championship. That just goes to show you how bad Braun Strowman really is. I'm going to go with the Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt to win. He's going to win however he wins, however you win a Wyatt family swamp fight. It's not going to end in a pinfall or submission, that's for sure. It's not going to end in pinfall or submission. It's going to end with Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman just beating the shit out of each other. And I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt to win, obviously setting up the matchup at SummerSlam. Chris, back to you.
I agree. I have to go with this one. Braun Strowman was really, really hyped up. Was Roman Reigns back in 2017, I guess?
Yeah.
I think that's probably thing I can think of. Apart from that, actually, Hell in a Cell against Roman, but you know that it whole with Brock Lesnar here. But I really sad for Strowman falling down like that. But regardless, go with Bray on this one, regardless of how Strowman has been broken for the years, it's still an interesting match due to their history. So I really expect this match to put some Easter eggs, if you will, from that era. And Bray winning, pinning, Strowman, I don't know. Just and this feud at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship with Fiend coming on top and just having the Fiend have the title that he never lost in the first place.
There we go. Should have never lost it. I was waiting for you to say that. Should have never lost it in the first place. So, well, we've made it this far, and we're talking about the final match that is going to take place at the horror show. So we made it through a horror show of a rundown. Now, although, you're always having a good time on the rundown with DJ Storms, but we're going to talk about the WWE Championship match, the match that should main event the show between Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, because the WWE title is the most important title, or should be the most important title on the entire show, in the entire company, period. Now, I'm not sure if you saw, Chris, but there was actually a little leak on Twitter on Monday. Someone was actually signing up for the WWE Network, and it was advertising Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre in a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Championship. So supposedly, that could very well be the stipulation that Dolph Ziggler's picking. If that's the case, I'm going to tell you right now, I really don't mind it. I think that would be a decent stipulation. I think that those two could actually work well. Even if that wasn't the stipulation, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, the only reason why I'm even giving this match a chance is simply because of the fact that these two are decent in the ring. They're great professional wrestlers, and it has the potential to be a decent match. Outside of that, the build has been awful. The match shouldn't even be happening. Dolph Ziggler and his character, period, has been dead for at least 3 years now. Now, I don't think anyone gives a shit about Dolph Ziggler, especially after the feud with The Miz. He lost the feud with The Miz, lost the Intercontinental Championship back to The Miz, and then after that, his character was just completely dead. No one gave a shit about him after that feud with The Miz. That was his last gasp in the WWE. After that, no one cares. No one gives a shit. End of discussion as far as that goes. No one cares about Dolph Ziggler. As far as the WWE Championship goes, does it have the potential to be a decent match? Absolutely. If it's a TLC match, I definitely wouldn't mind it. I think it would be a chaotic match. I think it could be very innovative. I think those two would work their asses off. Drew McIntyre, he's been working his ass off as the WWE Champion. That's indisputable. And as far as his matches goes, I don't think anyone's been more consistent outside of Sasha Banks and Bayley and Randy Orton. Those four individuals, realistically, have been carrying the main roster, if we're going to be quite honest with ourselves. As far as the match goes, I think it has the potential to be decent, and I do think we do see a decent WWE Championship match. Will it be better than the matches with Rollins and Lashley? It has the potential to be. I think the TLC stipulation, if that's the stipulation, I think that could be a very innovative. It could be a very innovative stipulation. It could give it a very chaotic feel. It could give it a Demolition Derby type feel. And there's no other person I see coming out on top than Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is going into SummerSlam, and more likely than not, he's facing off against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Chris, we've reached the final match. What do you think?
If this match is a TLC, I just gonna say I'm gonna probably enjoy it a lot because I'm a sucker for extreme type matches. Probably just because I'm a Puerto Rican. Usually like this type of matches. Weapons involved. Just to be clear with that. But man, McIntyre is the workhorse of the main roster, and I think there's no denying the fact that McIntyre single-handedly has been carrying, not Raw, the whole WWE on his back.
He's one of the people, I would say. He's one of the people.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that WWE don't take their title seriously. But if there's only one title that actually kind of matters, it's the WWE Championship, and that is because Drew McIntyre is holding it. Drew McIntyre, of course, he's one of the best wrestlers they have currently, and he truly deserves to be WWE Champion. And he did, and with this one, he's proving why he deserves that title in the first place. Why he deserves to be in the main event spot always. Now, and having this match was really out of nowhere. I really wasn't expecting Dolph Ziggler becoming number one contender. But for Seth, this match has potential to be a great, fantastic match. I really see this match as the best match of the night. If for some reason Asuka and Bayley do not appeal the crowd for some reason. But, I mean, it's Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre. I think there's no other words I can say about this match. It's just Drew McIntyre, man. Drew McIntyre is the monster. He's the body. I really marking every time I talk about Drew McIntyre, the only thing I can say is I see marking out with Drew McIntyre ever since he won that WWE Championship. He is that damn good.
Damn right.
He's probably the most legitimate WWE champion we've ever had, probably since AJ Styles back in 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he won it. He won it towards the end of 2017. Lost it at the end of 2018. So I would have to really. It's either Styles or Bryan that was the last real legitimate WWE champion.
That was Bryan. Yeah, I think Bryan. And I love Kofi because Kofi defeated. That reign from Kofi was fucking. I have to say it. But
I'm sorry, Chris. You cut out there. You cut out there for a minute. Could you repeat that?
Okay. And what was the last thing I said before I was cut off?
You were talking about Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry about that. Continue.
Daniel Bryan probably was the last WWE champion that actually felt like a WWE champion. I know I said AJ, but I forgot that AJ lost the title to Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan actually, what Daniel Bryan's title ran. But Drew McIntyre, there's no words. Every time McIntyre is that damn good. Drew McIntyre is that damn good. There's no other words I can say. I'm just gonna go with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, I think he's gonna be a WWE champion. I really don't see nobody beating him. Probably not even Randy. I think Randy's gonna beat him. I don't think Randy's gonna beat him.
Yeah, I don't think Randy even needs the championship at this rate. If they do that, I don't even think Randy needs the championship at this rate. I don't see McIntyre losing the title until next year's WrestleMania, if I'm going to be quite honest.
Yeah.
All right, but ladies and gentlemen.
That's going to be my point. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Continue. Here, yeah, wrap it up. Wrap up your point.
My final pick. It has to be Mr. Drew McIntyre. That's all. I'm going to throw it back to you.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the rundown for the Horror Show at Extreme Rules 2020. I want to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description. I apologize for the glitchy quality. What are you going to do? Technology sucks. But, Chris, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, ECW Chris 2408. You can find me on YouTube, ECW Chris 2408 as well. And that's pretty much it. I don't have any other social media I have. That's the only social media I have. So you can find me there. I think you can put the links on the description.
Yes, I will. I will be sure to put the links in the description. I'll be sure to link you to his YouTube. I'll link you to his Twitter. I'll link you to his Instagram as well. All the links are in the description. ECW Chris 2408. thank you very much for coming on. I greatly appreciate it. You got a great mind. Again, I apologize. I know I've said it 4 times already. I apologize for the glitchy quality. It really does suck, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do? But he gave us his expertise analysis. I greatly appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, my friend. I hope you have a great night. You enjoy your week. You enjoy your summer. We'll definitely keep in touch. Good luck with your YouTube channel as well. Try and enjoy the horror show, although how can you enjoy a horror show?
I really don't know, man, but thank you for being by. Thank you for having me here. And it has been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure. This is actually my first collab on YouTube ever. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everything. And hey, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to my channel. I'm sorry I'm plugging this in, but please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 40 subscribers. Once we get 40, I gotta do a Q&A. But at the same time, I'm trying to do interviews with fellow YouTube content creators. So I'm trying to find somebody who I can do interviews and something. So, DJ Storm, you're a high candidate for that eventually.
Yes.
We need to find the time and place. And we, on my channel, you're going to have an interview with this man talking about his career over YouTube and everything. But that's eventually on the future. But, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Storm, thank you for having me on the channel. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Hopefully, we can repeat this sometime in the future. And thank you again.
Oh, no, we definitely will. Go subscribe to his channel. He's doing great. He's very, 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 very good at what he does. He analyzes wrestling down to a T. He's very innovative. He's very creative. Go check him out. I'll be sure to hit you up on social media, and I'll be sure to watch your latest videos, watch your latest uploads. I can't wait to do this again. I can't wait to be on your channel, and I can't wait to be the first one interviewed. I am proud to have been your first collaboration here on YouTube. From ECW Chris 2408, I am DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the 3 years of DJ Storm's anniversary Q&A.